Oh, thank you for the subscription. Wow, I was not expecting a sub right at the start. Not quite sure what to do there. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump on into the game. Hello everyone, I am Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between Yumiko and Colorful. Thanks for the sub to start off the day. Always nice to, well, get a little bit of support from the community right at the start. Always very, very helpful there as things are now getting underway. A little bit hot in Southern California. It's not even 6:30 yet, but it is, look, it feels like it's like 78 or 80 degrees inside my house. That is Fahrenheit. I think that's like 25, 26, 25, 26 Celsius. But remember, this is also at 6:30 in the morning, so a little bit warm during the summer, but you know, pretty much on average for what August is supposed to be. Ooh, a little bit of a weird pullback with those peasants there. Not quite sure what Yumiko was going there, as he is spawning as the red human. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom right, we're looking at Colorful opening up as the blue night elf. If I were to be a betting man, and I am not, I would assume it would be an MK versus a Warden here on Terranus Stand. That seems to be very popular heroes of choice, but I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to go away from that particular strategy in this particular matchup. With that said, Colorful does go for Warden, and, well, Yumiko does go for the Mountain King. Factoring in the heroes, factoring in the type of harassment, Warden is much more powerful on this map. Solo Warden getting a little bit of that experience boost, and then being able to harass this natural expansion, as human players often want to set up an expansion here. The Warden able to get off a lot of fan of knives, get in a large amount of damage, and with access to an easy anti-magic potion, well, doesn't take that much damage from that arcane feedback, or doesn't take any arcane feedback whatsoever, allowing that Archmage, well, allowing that Warden to essentially do a lot more damage than it should be able to. Archer getting in on this action here, getting completely surrounded. We're going to be looking most likely at that Archer, well, trying to move away in just a little bit here, though. What is going on? That footman could have actually stood right there and then allowed that lightning shield to be the item. Oh, what is this? Yumiko comes in with the steal right there as the Forestral Shadow Priest now trying to back away. Is the Warden going to be able to catch up? It does not look like it, as the Forestral Shadow Priest now backing up. Metaphysics, good to see you back as well. Warden sitting at level 1, losing a little bit of that experience. Sorry for not being there on Friday and clearing up the things about, yeah, that. So apparently, that particular game was not... well, for the people who are watching the live stream, that was not a replay. That was not the same game that I had already cast. That was actually a different replay that opened up pretty much exactly the same. So, yeah. It just goes to show you how much Mountain King and Warden are used in this particular matchup. Mountain King has double mantles of intelligence plus a potion of greater mana, so that Mountain King should be able to get a large number of storm bolts and or thunderclaps off here in just a moment. We're looking, or sorry, well, Hawk versus Focus, and that would actually be Mountain King versus the Farseer matchup, not the Warden. And adding in a Pendant of Energy, Mountain King with already 430 mana, sitting at the level 2 mark. This is going to be rather strange. If the Mountain King's Stormbolt just continues to fly, that is going to be really crazy. Also, that might have been the most insane ending I've ever seen. I was absolutely confused. The fact that I actually made the prediction on that game's saying what I said, I think I pretty much said, short of Lin Guagua getting a watchtower to shoot down a Goblin Zeppelin with both the Archmage and the Mountain King, I don't see how he could win the game. And, well, those types of predictions very, very rarely ever work out. Right? Alright, anyways, we're looking at the Footman now trying to retreat back here. The Mountain King could make its way over, perhaps get off a Stormbolt to try and save that one particular unit. Oh, Footman trying to retreat back. Is the Mountain King right there? Mountain King, there's that Stormbolt there. And the Footman now being able to run back. Mountain King used level 2 Stormbolt there, getting in a good amount of damage. And the Warden decides against trying to do any bit of pressure. There is no healing available for this footman right now. No arcane vault, no arcane sanctum to train a priest, as he will perhaps just try and hold back. What did I miss so far? Not very much. A Stroke of Genius by Linguagua, but that was a different game. Double Forest Troll Shadow Priest, however, so we could perhaps see a Forest Troll Shadow Priest try and head back and, well, protect that one footman. Back on the other side here, we do see a Tree of Life being set up by Colorful. Meanwhile, Warden does what the Warden does best here on Terranistan, going up against humans, and that is kill peasants. Warden already sitting at level 3 right now. There's another Fan of Knives, arcane feedback, well, getting in a little bit more damage there. Peasants trying to retreat back as well. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? Nope, no Stormbolt. There's that Stormbolt, but really the amount of damage it's going to do is not that high. There is a Staff of Teleportation, but the Staff of Teleportation cooldown, well, being able to break free right as it wanted to, because the Stormbolt cooldown. All right. I'm a little hot, even though all the windows are open, not thinking quite straight. Yeah, Warden versus MK, no surprises here for Terranistan. So far, pretty standard game, pretty standard matchup coming across as we're looking at the Tree of Life down across over here. Warden is pretty much at full hit points. There is a big Fan of Knives, Stormbolt going down, and the Warden, does it have Blink? It does have Blink. It is going to try and back away. The Forest Troll Shadow Priests were actually splitting up into different directions. Warden does not have Boots of Speed as the Stormbolt goes down. The Blink was actually a split second late. You saw it try to blink and unable to do so as the Warden now down to 260 some odd hit points. Forest Troll Shadow Priest hanging back off to the north here. Warden, will it be able to catch sight of it? That is the question. Unable to do exactly that as the Tree of Life down here taking a bit of pressure. All right, Forest Troll Shadow Priest was healed back up. Warden now making its way back down. Are we going to see the Tree of Life canceled? Yes, we are, as the Mountain King makes its way back over. All right, Warden just going to, well, visit the friendly Night Spa here at the Night Elf base, drinking from those Moonwells, getting back up to full hit points, and then most likely going to be trying to land a Fan of Knives off across all of those units before backing away. Mountain King most likely going to drop that Pendant of Energy and Mantle of Intelligence. If it gets low on mana, use that Potion of Greater Mana, and then, well, come back even stronger, faster, and better as the Moonwells of Colorful are actually starting to run a bit low. Are we going to see a Stormbolt coming in from that Mountain King? Yes, we are. A little bit of Stormbolt damage there as the Tree of Life is taking a little bit of damage, and you saw that Mountain King do exactly what I just said. Mountain King coming back with even more mana, and that is the scary part there. Are we going to see the Stormbolt? There goes another Stormbolt again. More damage getting added back up. The Forest Troll Berserker taking a lot of damage, though, and, well, standing too close to the Warden right there. Footman does have defend. Mountain King. Stormbolt, is it going to go down? Yes, it will. Going down onto the Archer. Staff of Preservation saves it, though. And a beautiful play by Colorful. You thought that the Stormbolt was going to go down onto the Warden. The Warden was trying to dodge it. It then hit the Archer. The Warden now double backs around and then uses a Staff of Preservation to save that Archer himself. All right, we're looking at a Goblin Shredder. Wow, dropping down from the sky. Goblin Shredder, Goblin Zeppelin, clearing up all of this map here in just a moment. Meanwhile, one Forest Troll Shadow Priest, what is it doing? It just trying to aggro creeps and perhaps almost getting taken down as we look at the Goblin Shredder now making its way off to the north. All right, as that Goblin Shredder makes its way off to the north, it looked like that Forest Troll Shadow Priest was actually the ones to aggro the Goblin Laboratory, try to get some additional units, and now in comes the Goblin Zeppelin. I don't believe... Oh, there's a... Oh, Druid of the Claw. That would have been a perfect drop in from the sky. Stormbolt and finish off a 6 or 4 supply unit right there as the Mountain King now going after this Ancient of Lore. Ancient of Lore taking quite a bit of damage now, down to 700 hit points and dropping quickly as more and more units are getting added in. Meanwhile, what is going on here? Goblin Zeppelin, Goblin Shredder now making its way back off to the north again. Goblin Zeppelin, is it double Goblin Shredders? Yes, it is going to be double Goblin Shredders here. I don't know why you would need 2 Goblin Shredders. Meanwhile, we're looking at the, well, Dryads, Druid of the Claw, putting pressure all right here. We're trying to get in some repairs. There is that arcane feedback damage. It is not going onto any of the Wardens at the Scroll of Town Portal finally being laid down. It looks like one guard tower does get taken down just in time. The final spear before the Scroll of Town Portal finishes. All right, not enough repairs going on right there. We are looking at 2 bases to 1 Goblin Shredder hanging back across here. We're going to look at a scroll of regeneration be used here in just a moment, most likely waiting for some of those peasants to make their way back out. And once they are healed, wait, are we going to get a heal? No, we are not. The scroll of regeneration just sitting on that Mountain King, at least for now. And a couple of town halls, or a couple of scout towers not also being used either. All right. More ivory towers being placed down. There you go. There's that healing going across as well, as one scout tower will get completed. And well, in comes the Warden. Warden jumps down, and here we go. There is that damage. Is it going to be able to make its way back out here? We're looking at damage going down onto this scout tower here. Scout tower about to be, well, taken down as well, as we're looking at the Warden in a little bit of trouble. What's going on with that Warden? Warden, no escape. Mountain King was right there. Not quite sure what happened, as a level 4 Warden just simply falls in the action. Warden resurrected. Yeah, I don't know what just happened there. Colorful, perhaps losing control of the Warden. Losing control of the Warden and then falling apart right there. Solo Warden play, that is not how you execute it. But then again, perhaps it ran out of mana, perhaps trying to get off another fan of knives. And, well, with no possible escape plan, ran into a bit of trouble. All right, in comes the more units in from behind here. We're looking at a Staff of Preservation. Storebolt onto the Warden. Warden is going to have a very difficult time. Could have a Staff of Teleportation out as well, as units are falling. There's a big Thunderclap there, as we're looking at Healing Spray being used to try to keep up many of those units. Mountain King still has plenty of mana. We could be going down for a Stormbolt. Stormbolt onto the Forest Troll Berserker. It gets taken down. Mud Golem gets taken down. Warden now sitting at level 5. The Warden does have mana. Comes across, blinks, gets a fan of knives off, as the Mountain King, well, could try and go after the Warden as well. Warden sitting at level 5, Mountain King sitting at level 4. Level 2 Stormbolt is available, but this is all still rather interesting, and by interesting, I mean confusing, as the Druid of the Claw now makes its way back over. All right, we do see one Goblin Zeppelin overhead off to the side here. Alchemists now trying to make their way back. Perhaps Footmen should be trying to use Defend to reflect back some of that damage. Where is the Warden, though? I don't see the Warden anywhere on the map. Could be because she is shadow melding. There she is, and getting rejuvenated as well. All right, low hit point Dryad, Druid of the Claw, all back across here. Mountain King wants to do a bit of scouting, make sure that no expansion is set up. Going to be, well, spotted pretty quickly that the Forest Troll High Priest is still in position. Warden has that anti-magic potion once more, ready for more action once again. Are we going to see that blink? There's that fan of knives, and, well, a Goblin Zeppelin not close enough by to try and protect all of those peasants. 3 peasants saved, and, well, there you see the Warden hiding in the middle of the night. Another fan of knives goes down, and, well, the Warden just shaking off all of that damage. Blood Mage, the third hero, gonna come across here. Are we gonna see a blink? Nope. Yes, we are gonna see a blink. No siphon mana is what I meant, as Knights joining in too. 55 supply compared to 48. Scroll of Regeneration being used, and we're looking at 2 bases versus 1 base, and we are also looking at tier 3 with 3 heroes going up against a solo Warden. That solo Warden, however, can be so strong. Coming back, Yumiko microed well, so okay, yeah. Good day. Hello, chat. Hello, everyone. Really trying to focus in on this game right now. Feels like I'm not casting up to my normal caliber. Hoping to get things going, as the Mountain King now leading the charge here. Alchemist going to go ahead and siphon a lot of mana away, as another Goblin Zeppelin being hired up. Warden off to the north here, still getting plenty of peasant kills, as we are now going into Siege Engines. Siege Engines just lying in wait, ready to attack an expansion that just simply does not exist yet. Very, very odd, as the Warden now dives on in here. Double Goblin Shredder, however, well, very strong. Cannot get Shadow Strike, as those Goblin Shredders also providing so much lumber here. In comes all of these units. Footmen, there is a roar now, and what is going on? Mountain King does have Thunderclap. Will be trying to use that front line spot, as a Knight low on hit points, and there is no Staff of Sanctuary to save that Knight. All right, surprisingly, we are also looking at a Demon Hunter joining in on the fight as well. Siege Engines are making their way across here as the Moonwells are now going to be starting to take some damage. Mountain King teleporting across. Are we going to see a Thunderclap? And there you go. Mountain King going to have a field day, just going Wisp after Wisp after Wisp, trying to finish off some of those units. There goes some more units, as there goes another Thunderclap, finishing off 2 more Wisps and bolting down the last one. And now more Moonwells are simply just going to fall. Siege Engines, well, living up to their name, just going to go ahead and take down a building after building. As you see, well, Druids of the Claw trying to join in on the fight here. All right, this Siege Engine going to slip past off to the north. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, Blood Mage and Alchemist is doing some creeping away from the attack on his opponent. Is this one Siege Engine going to be able to back away easily? Getting choked up on a sheep, unable to roll it over. I don't know what type of tank cannot roll over a sheep. Siege Engine still making their way back down, pushing pressure onto those Moonwells. Meanwhile, this one Siege Engine down to 94 hit points, continuing to retreat back. Another, well, Moonwell taken down, and Colorful is just losing this war of attrition very, very quickly as the bear is just tracing after this. That's not going to be a good spot for it whatsoever. Phantom Knives comes across, and however, a bunch of low hit point units could get taken down there. All right, Siege Engine going to go ahead and back away. There are, well, Druids of the Claw going to try to make its way over. This is not going to be an easy spot for it. Siege Engine should perhaps be repaired. Meanwhile, back inside here, Mountain King in a little bit of trouble. Maybe forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal. Why isn't it using it? Finally uses it there, down to 93 hit points and able to escape. Meanwhile, Moonwell stays alive ever so barely as well. All right, siphon mana into that Alchemist. Mountain King using up a Scroll of Regeneration. Now also getting in some healing spray as well. Mountain King didn't get as much of the healing spray as I would have normally thought. Why didn't it get the healing spray? It looks like the peasants were healed as opposed to the Mountain King. But then again, both sides really need all of that coverage. All right. Alchemist getting up more mana once again. Mountain King now using up a Clarity Potion as well. Also has a Wand of Wind and a Staff of Sanctuary to try and heal up these Knights. Knights do have Animal War training finally, as we're looking at the Warden sitting at level 5. Demon Hunter has gotten up to level 3 during this time. It is still 2 bases to 1. 38 supply compared to 64. Yumiko has to use this army advantage in some way, shape, or form. Otherwise, his opponent is just going to start to be able to claw back into this game. So far, Mountain King sitting at level 4 here. If we perhaps get to level 5 on that Mountain King, that level 3 Stormbolt or Thunderclap could be enough. There's another Staff of Sanctuary right there, using Staff of Sanctuary as some sort of healing staff to, well, refresh his units pretty much instantaneously once they have regenerated. So far, though, Mountain King going to go ahead and heal back up once more. Mountain King sitting at level 4, about 34 experience away from level 5. Meanwhile, in comes the Warden. Are we going to see a Phantom Knives? Spellbreakers right there could have removed some precious mana. However, the Mountain King looks like it just wants that little bit of extra experience to get to the next level and is not going to be able to get there. Still 12 experience shy. Where did that Warden go? Warden blinking back down to the south, looking to back away. Yeah, Yumiko having 3k lumber. I don't know why Yumiko actually has that much lumber. Going for double Goblin Shredders on a map like this isn't really needed. The Shredders are now actually joining in on the fight as well. Perhaps they will get healed, as we're looking at the Goblin Shredder taking a little bit of damage once more. Mountain King unable to get off any Stormbolts there right there. We're going to see the engagements against the Nightcrawler. Mountain King gets up to level 5, and there is 4 Dryads right in position. However, Staff of Sanctuary saving that low hit point unit. They're double Staff of Sanctuary right now, both on the Mountain King and also on that Goblin Alchemist, as a third expansion now getting underway. Once more, the Warden was trying to put on pressure once again, unable to finish off any of those units. There's a Phantom Knives. Multiple units are going to get taken down. Stormbolt, siphon mana. Warden losing mana very, very quickly, as the Warden now tries to back away. It will be able to do exactly that. Guard towers are getting upgraded right here. I believe all of the peasants, however, were taken down, so new peasants will be forced to make their way over. And, well, in comes the Goblin Zeppelin instead. Second expansion, third base. Yep, we are still looking at no tree of life here. Maybe the tree of eternity will be uprooting itself in the next 2 minutes. But Colorful just seems to be not playing very aggressively. He's not playing very aggressively, and unless the Warden gets the level 6, I don't see how, well, there's going to be any sort of real effective play. The Warden is invisible right now. I guess I can't track an invisible unit on the minimap. So the Warden is invisible right now. May try to get off a big fan of knives. However, a reveal right there. Flying machines catching sight of that. Warden coming back across. There's that potion of lesser invulnerability as the units are now picked up here. That one flying machine causing so many problems. There's a blink. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? No, the Blood Mage actually gets in front of the Mountain King and no Stormbolt possible. It looks as though the Warden able to escape away. Very, very effective play coming in from Yumiko. Yumiko knowing what exactly Colorful was going to do, perhaps sensed the invisible play right there. We are now looking at a cannon tower, flying machines actually positioned in a way where the Warden did not know that they had true sight. Yeah, forgetting about Yumiko purposely positioned the flying machines over trees so that the Warden would think that the invisible strategy could actually work. Siege engines are also standing by next to the gold mines in an attempt to take them down. So, well, it's going to be quite some time before we see any real entangling. 73 supply compared to 50. Colorful will need some major micro to come out ahead. As we're looking, never mind. There's that sentry ward right there. So sentry ward down here, and then the flying machine off to the side. All right, and in comes a nice big burst of damage once more. Where is the flying machine? Flying machine is not close enough by. Meanwhile, Blood Mage gets up to level 3, gonna pick up Gloves of Haste. And now what is going down here? A flying machine overhead trying to go after that Goblin Zeppelin, but going to end up getting shot down. No, down to 3 hit points and ends up staying alive again. That Warden still very much alive and well, sitting at level 5, getting very close to level 6. And not having one flying machine right there actually making the difference, as that Warden was able to get in a lot of harassment and still keep all of her mana. All right, Warden looking to get to level 6 right here. Goblin Zeppelin overhead while carrying all of that damage and hoping to keep the units alive. And well, thank you for the follow, as the Goblin Zeppelin still, well, holding on to those targets. Healing spray, healing up many of those peasants once more. Repair on that Goblin Zeppelin. Peasants saying, I keep you alive, you keep me alive, and let's just keep this party going. Cannon has become much more standard. Well, when you're going up against Dryads, Dryads are unarmored units, and having fortified armor on the tower, much more powerful, as the Dryads can't even really focus it down all too well. The Arcane Tower and the Guard Tower right behind it, providing cover for that cannon tower from those bears. All right, in comes the Warden. Are we going to see a blink? There is a blink. Oh, no blink. We saw an acid bomb. Warden, now Cyclone picked up. Are we going to see the Stormbolt come down in time? That is the question there. There's a... Nope. There was another one once more. Mountain King wants to be very close by. Are we going to see a blink? And yes, we do. And there is that blink once more. No Wand of the Wind to be used, as the Mountain King perhaps could try and get off a Stormbolt, but it wouldn't be able to do all that much. Siege engines are nearby trying to protect everything here, but the peasant's not going to be able to do anything at all. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter is hiding off to the side here. Ancient of War taking quite a bit of damage, but I think this game is pretty much already in the bag. Colorful is, well, hurting in some major ways right now. No economy. In comes the Warden again, going after those mortar teams. All the mortar teams wanted to do was just destroy some buildings, and unable to do that at all. Siege engines making their way back over. No Stormbolt onto the Shredder, as it is a mechanical unit. And we're looking at very powerful Goblin Shredders right down across here. In comes the engagement once more. Are we going to see some healing spray? Roar being stolen, given to the Knight Staff of Sanctuary, saving that one siege engine right there, as the Goblin Shredders are joining in on the fight as well. Are we going to see a Thunderclap? There goes a Thunderclap, slowing everything down. Demon Hunter getting a mana burn off onto that Mountain King. Now that Blood Mage trying to back away. We do see the Avatar of Vengeance out in play, and Avatar of Vengeance could make some big plays here. Mana burn, level 2 variety, removing all the mana on that Mountain King. Mountain King actually needing a lot more mana here. Are we going to see a Thunderclap or anything of that nature? As we see another Thunderclap go down. Goblin Shredder's low on hit points. There goes that Demon Hunter as the Warden was picked up temporarily. Dryad still joining in on the fight. There goes the Scroll of Town Portal. One Mortar team will get taken down as well. The remaining units should all be whisked away. 69 supply compared to 48. The overall extremely large bank of lumber has now fallen to 882. Siege Engine still making their way after the Ancient of Wonders. Ancient of Wonders isn't going to get taken out here as the Siege Engine is trying to roll back a little bit of extra experience, perhaps for that Warden. Druid of the Claw in Druid form, perhaps to try and get some more mana and rejuvenations, as we're looking at the Mountain King sitting at level 5, healing back up. How many units are at the Goblin, or no units at the castle from Staffless Sanctuary? However, a couple of units are already walking back, and Siege Engine should be rolling on through. Entangling of the Gold Mine finished by Colorful. We are now in high upkeep for Yumiko. Yumiko with an amazingly large army dropping down to normal low upkeep at this point, as the Mountain King buys a potion of mana for the upcoming fight. Spellbreakers are fully upgraded. Mortar teams have 3-0 upgrades going up against the 1-1 upgrades of Colorful. Colorful's each individual unit is a little bit weaker, and he is also only mining from 1 gold mine instead of 2. He is currently sitting at no upkeep though, so it is only a 10 gold a second compared to 14 gold a second difference. And Colorful perhaps hoping to bank on that Avatar of Vengeance. Bottom left-hand side shows a town hall, but there is really nothing there. Spirit of Vengeances, invincible units that cannot get taken down unless you fight the Avatar of Vengeance, who is very, very far away. I still say Spirit of Vengeance, there needs to be maybe like a very, very long range, like maybe even a 1200 range around the Avatar of Vengeance. As long as the units stay within range of that, they have invulnerability. Otherwise, let them actually die. The Avatar of Vengeance perhaps a little bit too powerful with that perhaps infinite range there. Mountain King going to make its way back over. Mountain King perhaps going to try and go after. Are we going to see a clap? There you go. There's a clap. There's a Stormbolt. And why leave that Druid of the Claw there? All right, Druid of the Claw down to 15 hit points, down to 10. Is Acid Bomb going to kill him? Yes, it does. All right, so Yumiko perhaps knowing exactly how much damage Acid Bomb does at level 1 says, you know what, Acid Bomb can finish you off. That's got to be a horrible way to go, being killed because of melting acid. All right. Siege Engine now making its way back out. Blood Mage just siphoning more mana, but I believe this game, has been a slow bleed for Colorful. Yumiko has been in control throughout much of the match as Colorful leaves the game. Well played by Yumiko here on Terranistan. Very predictable openings on those heroes. The Warden going up against that Mountain King. Warden pretty much lived up to all of the plans that she wanted to do, but it simply wasn't enough, even though she got to level 3. The economic advantage that Yumiko got from that third base, that second expansion, allowed him to train up enough units to give him the overall advantage there. Also, the addition of second Goblin Shredder allowed Yumiko to really get a large amount of lumber and then bring those Goblin Shredders into the battle. That was key. Being able to convert what normally would just be 4 supply gathering lumber, he doubled up for a long bit of time, actually got up to about 4,000 lumber in the bank, and then said, you know what, those Goblin Shredders, I'm bringing them with me. They're 34 to 61 damage, very effective, and the fact that, they are immune to Shadow Strike, even though we didn't see it, but they're also immune to the Dryad's slow poison, allowing them to actually chase after units and get in damage as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.